Well, I've been asked the question, did this all evolve overnight? No, it didn't. It started with an ulcer. I was teaching school and I had to lay off from teaching for a couple of weeks because my ulcer was so bad. I started by taking capsicum by the spoonfuls, and then my wife and Pauline Hughes and all of us decided, well, why don't we put that capsicum that I'm taking straight in a capsule? And so we started capsulating capsicum. That was our first product.
I think that the biggest memory in looking back on NSP history is when we encapsulated around our kitchen tables by hand, and how time-consuming it was, and seemed like we would never get finished.
We took it around to several stores and started selling like crazy. Our company's been growing ever since.
When we started the company, we were just a Mickey Mouse type of business.
In 1972, we started the company, and some of you may remember. In 1972, it was kind of the back to nature time. The hippies were at their prime, and they were taking herbs, and we were very fortunate in the timing of starting the company.
At that time, there were no herbs in capsules, so we pioneered the idea of herbs in capsules. We capsulated by hand.
We initially did 6 bottles, which they went out and sold to the Cottage Health Food Store in Provo.
And then we got together one day, all the as founders, and started brainstorming names, and we put hundreds of names on the chalkboard.
Nature's Sunshine name came about through a brainstorming session. We initially labeled our products Hughes Health Products, and then through a series of other names they wanted to come up with something that more fully embodied the products that we had, and through a process of elimination they came up with Nature's Sunshine Products, and I think it's been a very good choice. It's served us well throughout the years.
We had no idea what we were doing as far as starting a business, but we had a lot of help, and that's what I think caused the company to grow as it did.
We hand capsulated from April until November, and in November we leased our first capsulating machine for $80 a month. And shortly thereafter, we increased our product line to 20 products. By the end of the next summer, they had consumed the whole basement. And so we did move to a location in Orem, behind a grocery store that was a warehouse type room with no windows.
Then we moved over into Spanish Fork. That was a beautiful plant. We had the governor of the state come down and Miss Utah to cut the ribbon, and had a big celebration there.
It was probably around 1978 when we had our first official quality control department. It was always important to us, but it was then that we hired a full-time employee to man that department, and from there we have grown into, I think, one of the industry's best quality control departments.
I can still remember back in 1972, our first convention in Las Vegas, Nevada. Guess how many people showed up to our convention? 26. And I thought, wow. And then when I walked outside, I looked up at the marquee, and there it said, Nature's Sunshine. I got a big kick out of that. I thought, man, I'm in heaven. And I was so thankful for the people that showed up to our convention.
The first time that I got really, really excited about the business was when we went to our convention in Las Vegas. Some of the people that were at that first convention are still with us. In fact, that's one of the neat things about Nature's Sunshine, is that we have both employees and managers and distributors who have been with us for the 38 years. We don't have a lot of turnover. We have a lot of loyalty.
I think the growth of the company was a gradual process, and we did it slowly. We didn't go into new office buildings and fancy furniture and any of that. We just gradually grew. I think the high point for me was when we purchased land in Spanish Fork and built our building there and moved into it in 1977. It felt like that we were on the road to success at that time.
The growth of the company is interesting. People always wonder when we realized that the company was going to be big, and it's kind of like watching your children grow. You don't envision them as adults, you just take it step by step. My vision has always been that Nature's Sunshine would be across the world, a product that I would like it to become a very well-known brand. One of the fun things is watching it grow is that we were in Sydney, Australia one time, walking down the street and saw two women looking at one of our bottles and discussing it. We were in Bethlehem one time and saw a Nature's Sunshine t-shirt on a little boy. We tried to find out where he got that shirt, but he wouldn't tell us. Just things like that. Russia has been I guess one of the big thrills in my lifetime, because seeing the Iron Curtain come down and then being able to put the best tool of entrepreneurship and capitalism, which I believe is multi-level marketing, take root in Russia was one of the thrills of my lifetime.
I think our initial vision for the company was just to have a successful business, and it was gratifying when we entered into the international field. Canada was our first market in the international arena, and it has gradually grown from them.
Many, many people have made Nature's Sunshine what it is today.
In looking back, we've become acquainted with a lot of different people, both employees and managers and distributors. And as we look at the prospects of livelihood that we've created for both our employees and our managers and distributors, it's rather humbling to think of all the people who are earning a living through their work with Nature's Sunshine products. I think initially we just hoped to make a living for ourselves, because I remember when those first employees quit their full-time employment to go on with Nature's Sunshine, it was a little bit scary, because we realized, hey, we now are responsible for our own paychecks. Somebody else isn't going to write it out for us. But over the years, it has affected a great many people. And as I look back on that, it makes me feel good that we've had such an influence in so many lives.
I had no idea that it would turn out like it did with what it is today. I'm grateful for Nature's Sunshine and all that it's done for so many people throughout the world.